This is the Keenray vacuum sealer machine. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the operating instruction. They give you a set of 10 small vacuum sealer bags. You can see how it's bumpy on one side and not on the other, and that is what makes it work. In the box you also get the power cord, standard figure 8 style to US plug. They give you a hose, which is great for hooking up to vacuum canisters and other things like that. And of course you get the machine itself. Touch buttons right here, very easy to understand. Select dry or wet, inching, stop, vacuum seal, or just seal. This opens up over here, hard to do with one hand. You have a seal here and here, your seal over here. Air is expelled through there. If you're going to be using the hose, then that would plug in over there like that. The sealing strip like that, and this here pops out, and it's a little cutter. So you can open bags that you've previously sealed with the machine. So let me first tell you a little bit about the machine. The machine measures 14 by 5 by 2. So 14, 5, 2. Very compact design, can fit in a kitchen drawer. This can pull a vacuum up to minus 60 kPa. And it has, like I said, a dry or wet mode like that. The inching button, what that's going to do is run the vacuum pump as long as you hold it, which is convenient for certain foods that you just want some vacuum on, but not a tremendous amount, to avoid crushing them or anything like that. And then your vacuum seal will automatically suck the air out, seal it, and seal will be used if you're using bags off of a roll to make your own bags, and it will also be used for sealing other things like bags of chips. You can use the original bag that your chips came in. You just put it in the machine and press the seal button. It's not going to take the air out of it, but it can seal those Mylar bags like potato chips come in. So now let's talk about what is a vacuum sealer, why you need one. Well, you need one, and the reason why is because we all buy food, and typically we overbuy food. A lot of us are guilty of it. We go to the store when we're hungry. We buy everything in sight. We come home. We say, wow, I'm going to eat really, really good for the next week. And then the next week, you're throwing a lot of stuff out because you didn't get to it and it went bad. So this is not for your shelf-stable goods, really. I mean, you can use it for that to extend the life of them. But the classic example is strawberries. Strawberries have a built-in system. They know when they've left the store. We've all done it. Look great in the store. They're a great price. They look beautiful. You say, oh yeah, gonna have some strawberries. You buy them. You bring them home. You put them in the fridge. And then the next morning, you open them up and they're moldy and squishy and not very good looking. They know when they've left the store. So what you have to do is trick them by vacuum sealing them. You take them home, put them in a bag and vacuum seal them, and those strawberries are going to last 2 weeks, 3, all depends. Foods can last 3 times, 5 times, sometimes even 10 times longer than they will on their own. The reason why is the air that's all around us. Air is the enemy of freshness. That spoils the food. If you can get rid of the air and have just the food, you don't have to worry about spoilage, and therefore it lasts a lot longer. It's that simple. You've bought things at the store not realizing that they're already vacuum sealed. That's when the plastic is like really squished around stuff like that, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. A couple of weeks ago, I bought a piece of meat, and it was vacuum sealed. I looked at the date, not even realizing. I looked at the date, and it was good for like a month from then. And I said, how can fresh meat be good for another month? And then I looked at the package. It was vacuum sealed. That's how. And it just stays under refrigeration like that. But the best thing that I think it's used for is for freezing stuff. And freezing would be, let's say, and I know this is tough this time of year, or this time in the world, if you find a good deal on some kind of meat, and you say, wow, that's a great price, I never get it for that, you might tend to buy too much of it. And you say, oh, I'll freeze it. And we've done it. We put it in a zip-top bag and thrown that in the freezer, and then you come back to it 3 months later, and what do you have? Freezer burn. All those ice crystals all over it. And you say, oh, it'll be all right. It was only 3 months ago, and you make it anyway, and it just doesn't taste right. It just, the freezer burn kills the flavor of it. It's actually perfectly safe to eat, but you probably threw it out anyway. So that was a huge waste. Even though you spent less for it, you threw it all out anyway, so you just wasted your money. So you need to vacuum seal stuff, and that's going to make it last. You can buy meat, vacuum seal it, throw it in your freezer, come back to it a year from now, sometimes even 2 years from now. There's going to be no ice crystals on it or anything like that. I'm speaking to you from the truth, from somebody who's used vacuum sealers for years. Everything they say they do, they do. It's that simple. So when I say that you're going to get meat out of the freezer that's just as good as it was a year ago, and it's going to taste the same as if you had just bought it fresh, I'm not kidding you. And a lot of other people are going to say, well, defrosting it is such a pain. No, it's not. You have a microwave that generally has an auto defrost function. Find the book for it. If you don't have the book, look online, find the book. It'll tell you how to use it. Generally, you hit your auto defrost button. It asks for the weight. You can use the standard kitchen scale for that, or if you're really smart, you put the little tag that came on the meat in the vacuum sealer bag with it, and that'll show you the weight. You punch the weight in the microwave. It'll run. Halfway through, the microwave's going to beep, which tells you to flip it over. You do that, let it run for the remainder of the time, and it comes out pretty much perfect every time. Yeah, your microwave has always had that capability. You don't have to leave it in the fridge for days to let it defrost or anything. The microwave does a great job with it. So anyway, that's why you need a vacuum sealer. Now let's see it in action. As for this vacuum sealer from Keenray, these are starter bags. I think these fit about 3 blueberries. So what I'm telling you here is you need to buy bags, because this isn't going to hold anything. You need to buy bags anyway, but this really isn't going to hold much. All right, so let's seal something while we're here just with this that you wouldn't normally seal, just so you can see what it'll look like. And then I'll do some actual food for you. So here's a mishmash of AA and AAA batteries. Like I said, something you're never going to seal, but it'll at least give us an example before we get on to what it's really used for. We'll open the machine up. This is your vacuum chamber in here. You need to put the bag in and over the brown strip, because that's going to seal it. And it's going to go in over here, just like that. In fact, there's kind of like 2 little clips there that you can stick it in like that. That's perfect right there. We'll go ahead and push down. And there were 2 clicks there, if you heard. That indicates that the machine is closed and ready to go. And then all you do, vacuum seal. That's it. Press the buttons on the side. Open it up. Take a look at what we have. Do you see how the plastic has gone around every little indentation with every battery in the mishmash that's here. It has sucked out all of the air to the point where it wants to collapse the bag down, which it did here, on itself, like that. Everything in here is vacuum sealed. This is completely waterproof, so you can actually, this can fall in a lake and these batteries will be fine. Not that anybody is dropping batteries into a lake, but you can do it, and they'll be perfectly fine. You can boil in these bags as well. They're also microwavable. Just check with the kind of bags you get. You don't have to buy anything special. They just have to be vacuum sealer bags. There's tons of them out there. You can find them at big box stores and online, of course, stuff like that. So that's just an example. Like I said, they give you a cutter right here. I can take the cutter and snip that open, and there's all of our batteries back once again. Simple like that. Let's do some food now. So today I went to the store and I got these nice looking pork chops. They're bone-in center cut, and I have a delicious recipe for them. And like I said, these days prices are so astronomically ridiculous. They're putting security tags on meat now. That says something about the world, but has nothing to do with this wonderful vacuum sealer from Keenray. Because it's going to help you keep your investment, like I said. I'm going to freeze this. I bought this not because I needed it. I have dinner tonight. I have dinner tomorrow. I might not use this until next week. I don't know. I could throw it in the freezer like this. It takes up a lot of room. There's a lot of empty space in there. It would be alright for a week or two, right? But we're going to vacuum seal it, because I might use it next week. I might use it next month or next year. I don't know yet. Depends on how prices go. I did not pay $5.17 a pound. I paid $3.99 a pound on sale with my shopper's card at whatever store this was, which doesn't make a difference. Anyway, this is going to be vacuum sealed. I've done this for years, so I know what I'm going to expect here. But, like I said, the little bags it comes with are not going to work. Here's some vacuum sealer bag material. Comes on a roll. And because it comes on a roll, there is no end to the bag. So you must seal this bag yourself. And the way you do that is to take it, open it up, and we're going to stick it in. Now you'll notice this is a wider bag, which is fine. This will accept up to 11-inch bags. Back in the machine, close it, so we get the 2 clicks, and just press seal. Wait for the light to go out. And now we have a sealed bag, and I can now put the pork chops in. One of the nicest things about packaging meat like this is I had to play a little bit of meat Tetris to get this to fit in here. So that's fun as an adult, to be able to play meat Tetris. Have everything in. Here's the open side of the bag. That's going in the machine. So we're going to take that, spread it out nice, stick it in the machine, make sure everything's in the channel, and go ahead and close that up like that. You'll see I was smart and I put the label there. The label says this is 2.69 pounds. So when I go to use this, which it also has the date on it, sell by May 22nd, I believe it said. When I go to use this, 2.69 pounds, I know what to punch in the microwave. It's in the machine, we're all set to go. Hit vacuum seal. That's it. We're all done. Perfectly vacuum sealed and ready to go in the freezer. When I pull it out, I type in that number to the microwave, it defrosts it, and they go on the grill. The nemesis of many a child in today's society and society years ago, Brussels sprouts. And yes, there is an S there. I didn't like these when I was a kid. I love them now. And I found out why I didn't like them as a kid. One, they were improperly cooked. They were overcooked and, quite frankly, didn't smell so nice. I'll leave that up to your imagination. And the second reason why is they're strange. I didn't know what they were. Until one day I learned these are tiny baby miniature cabbages. So if you have kids and they hate Brussels sprouts, but they love corned beef and cabbage, they're going to start eating this because these are little cabbages. So I have another bag here, which again is not a bag. So we are going to make it a bag by putting it in the machine like that and pressing just seal. And that's going to turn it into a bag. These Brussels sprouts I got today at the same store for half price with my shopper card. Not going to use them today. Might not be next week. I don't know. Soon. So I'm going to put them in the fridge. But I don't trust them in this bag because you can see it's just open like that. There's no seal on it besides it just being closed so they can breathe. But I don't want that. I want them sealed so they won't have any air in the bag. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer them into here and we'll seal them. So after playing some Brussels sproutress, I've got them pretty much all nice and flat in there. Put it in the machine once again. Put the lid down. Click it in place. Vacuum seal. Watch it take all of the air. And we're all done. Take a look at that compared to what it came like from the store. We have gotten rid of all of the air in here. Perfect job. I can freeze these or stick them in the fridge and they're ready to go when I need to make them. So again, coming from someone who has used vacuum sealer machines for years, this is just perfect. It did the job with everything I put in it. It had no problems, no trouble whatsoever. I love the manual design because you just put it in and you have to click it down. They have fancier models out there where you just stick the bag in, press a button, and Mercedes-Benz does the rest for you. You don't want that because the mechanism that's in there can break. Where a manual one, where it clicks like that, you know it's sealed. There's no question about it. And then you can operate it manually. Like this design a lot better than those automatic ones. Those have been finicky. Sounds great on paper, but in practice they get it just doesn't work well. The manual ones work every time. So like I said, the Keenray vacuum sealer machine does a fine job coming from a veteran with these types of machines. The only thing that I really wish they gave you was maybe a little bit bigger set of bags to get started with, but you need to buy them anyway, so it's kind of like, here, you can try it, but you need bags anyway. So that is going to be the case with any of them, but I just thought those bags were a little small. nitpicky details. The machine, however, works perfectly. So once again, this was the Keenray vacuum sealer machine. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.